2024 Brilliant Move Go Artistry Contest. Very good event. So this is a drive for the AGA to gather up brilliant Go moves and probably share it with everyone, and then we can all see some very good, very clever, very nice Go moves. Very good. Um, okay, this is a website. It's the Baduk News Brilliant Move Go Artistry Contest. Okay. This is a image from that Hikaru no Go anime series. Many Go players have watched this. Um, this is the translations into Chinese, Korean, and Japanese. There's a poem. A poem. Nice, nice. By Yili. Yili is I know a guy who is named Yili in the Northeast America, US. So maybe it's him. Okay, overview. Oh wow, wow. Now we introduce the National Brilliant Move Go Artistry Contest. Organizer many different Go clubs. A lot of budget, many winners, and there's the open, youth, and old 55 plus divisions. We aim to award at least 30% of participants. I hope they get a lot of participants, and today we are doing our part to get more participants for them. Good. Fighting Tasuji, Endgame, Dragon Killing, and Settling. And brilliant move of the year. So this last one is just one, but it's like probably the one best, the best one out of all. Right, so there's all these prizes. Okay, judging and voting, professional panel. Wow, 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 wow. Kim Young from Korea, Lee Hai in California. I have met this guy at a US Go Congress before. I don't think he played before. So Ryan Lee, we all know, strongest professional player in North America. Strong players panel, Albert King King B. Now that's a nice name. Michael Joe. Okay. This Despite the subjectiveness of artistry, the panel tends to evaluate three aspects: effectiveness, creativity, effectiveness, and validity should not have obvious flaws. Okay, social media weights. Wow, I think they're really having some high hopes for the number of Go players in this country. Huh? Example of artistry. Explore the game here. Okay. All right. So we were going through this, and we went through several. We already made many submissions, and Um, today we're gonna make a couple more. Right during our recording, not a good time for the website to go down. Hmm? All right, let's redo. Let's find it. Not a good website. Try refreshing or hitting the. Not a good time for the websites to go down. Huh? This recording is gonna have to be edited later. But anyways, guys, so we have done some submissions, seven or eight, several submissions, and we have um, a couple more, a couple more. So um, a couple more, and I thought we should be recording this, and so we're gonna do this. Live submissions. And then we're going to go over what we have submitted before. Um, so good, good. All right. Okay, so it looks like the website is back up. Let's go enter the contest, and we have two brilliant moves to submit. Submit here. Good. Good. So go Google search for this, and then it'll come up, and then there's a submit button. Usually it's something called Google Submit Form or Submit via Google Form. Submission description, they'll give you some descriptions. There's a Discord channel. Um, you can email, you can do whatever, but most effective, of course, is just fill out this submission. Name, email address. Okay. Phone number is optional, so we can keep it optional. And the category. So I guess this falls into this part. Okay. Um, it's fighting, but it's really just living and living slash attacking. We're in the open division. Have you resided in the US? Okay, uh, so this is not for like professionals in Asia. Of course, there's plenty of tournaments there. AGA rank, we are 1P. We could be 7 Dan or 8.5 in the AGA rating, but doesn't matter. We're 1P. Submit, and you can submit an SGF file by uploading, or you can submit a game link. So we're definitely going for the game link. Okay, link. Yeah. All right. So background for the game. You don't have to, but you can write something. This is my first and only win against Xiaodi Wang in AGA tournaments. Which moves were brilliant? So here now is a good time. Okay, here we're just gonna. Okay, now is a good time to um, check out the actual game. So this is the SGF file. Um, um, yeah, so this is the first encounter with this opponent with Xiaodi, and um, I think he was rapidly improving at the time. So it's not a surprise that I lost all the games that we played afterwards, all the tournament games. Okay, so this game we were playing white. Um, okay, so far so good. Let's go to the um, crucial point in the game and where the brilliant moves comes in. Okay, so here we somewhat have the advantage here as white, but when black played this cut and then these moves, we sort of started attacking black on the outside, but black was also able to try to capture our inside. And so here um, a big complicated fight began. And the move we're looking to submit is this one. So move 150. Um, okay, move 150. Fill it out in the form. Okay, fill it out in the form. 150 is the brilliant move. Why is it a brilliant move? With this move, white was able to survive and capture the outside just barely. Um, okay, so here the situation is white has 4 liberties on the inside, black has 3 liberties with this group and 4 liberties with this group, and so it is up to white to try to capture one of the two outside groups to survive um, and to capture, of course. So we can't squeeze like this, of course. We can't net the three liberties group, but this group has four liberties, but as the game will show, I can't capture either of the two groups, but I can capture one out of the two groups. So in practice, the following happened. And because we have four liberties, black had to make more liberties here, and then white was barely able to keep this group under four liberties, and thus white wins this liberty race by one. White had to do this by pressuring the stronger side, which had more liberties and less chance of having the liberty problems. And then also, in practice, Black was unable to get that five liberty count. It was just barely short. This knight's move was a very nice one, but it didn't do it. Another move would have been here. And if White simply plays this, Black would have five liberties here, and then probably make five liberties on the upper side. But likely White can play this way and keep Black under three liberties. All right, so that's one crucial move. It wasn't that much. It wasn't that difficult to come up with, but to read all the variations was basically impossible. So it was pretty good. We'll make this it's living and the dragon killing. So will enter under that category and background of the story. Um, yeah, this is 2022 U.S. Go Congress uh, tournament. Um, okay, why was it um, why was it a brilliant move? It was we were able to capture just barely. Um, could barely manage to capture one of two groups, um, barely. We'll repeat the word barely, which makes it very barely working. Yeah, the move itself wasn't too it wasn't too difficult to come up with this attach, but it's okay. All right, so then fills this all out. Which moves are good? You can offer graphs and explanations. Um, that sounds a little complicated, but we could have, took screenshots of what we just did. And I highly encourage you guys to do the same when you submit. And so then we submit, and our response has been recorded. So that's a successful submission. Great. So that was a submission. Let's do another one, and let's do another one, um, and then I will just go over some of the good moves that I have been a part of in the last couple of years. This one, let's do another submission. Okay, same thing. Name, email, and what is this under? Also dragon killing, I guess. Okay, open. Yes, yes, yes. Everything is a yes. And submit via game link. The OGS is a very good one because you can just copy the game link into it, um, and it's all good. 2022 US Go Congress. First meeting with against Alex Chi 1P. And so yeah, this This was the first time I played a game with Alex G. Maybe we played online before, and I'm pretty sure we did before, but it was not under any tournament conditions. Which moves were brilliant? By the way, Alex Chi became a professional player 1 year before I did, and when we played this game, I was not yet a professional at the time. So, in terms of actual people age, I am much older than Alex Chi, so I'm much older. But in terms of professional age, Alex is older than I am by a year. Um, it's a little bit of a very interesting dichotomy here, where in some respects I am a much older person, and then in some other respects I am not as old as Alex G. Um, yeah, specifically time spent as a professional player. All right, anyways, so this game. Um, Very high quality game that I'm very surprised I was able to keep the game very, very close for so long. Anyways, the brilliant moves comes around. Um, um, so definitely something to do with this part where I guess we'll. Um, so the result was after these sacrifices and then having a Sente after having some Atari Sentes, and when we cut at M17, we had a very good position and a winning position because the right-hand side white group was getting captured. So which move was the brilliant move? Hard to say. It was really this whole sequence, right? As soon as we Atari'd here, there was not really anything major. Okay, how about this? We'll put this push. We'll select this push. 95. So we'll go back. Which moves are brilliant? 95 to okay, okay. This all played out as the 95 to 111 sequence. Um, 95 to 111 sequence. So I guess we'll submit 95 as a move. 95 sequence to 111 um, attacked and captured the weight group. Okay. Yeah, explain why it is a brilliant move or a brilliant sequence. Because at the time here, the game is very, very even. And so, okay. Why is it brilliant? So it looks like we are just losing a lot of stones. It's a great sacrifice strategy. After sacrificing 5 stones, forcing um, white to capture 5 stones, black made a surround a surrounding surrounding against the right side white group and captured it barely. Almost all the brilliant moves are all gonna have the word barely in it. Very barely. All right, so what was very good about this kind of a movie? It's so first, right about here, the normal course of events is gonna have us play like a like a Sente move here, maybe move out here. And black has a lot of territory this game, but white has some potential here, and black has some weaknesses in the middle here. And so, if this course of play happened, it would be basically dead even. Moreover, white has, like, for example, this move is Sente, and so black really doesn't have much territory in this corner. So so right here, black decided to go for a very sharp, very forceful variation. Um, yeah, one thing that we were reading is this variation where um, you know, this variation up to this point. Um, we calculated this was going to be good for black. It's not very clear, but it's a very long calculation. But if white plays the simple moves like this one, we're going to be able to win um, this liberty race by one, either this way or um, this way, I guess. Doesn't matter really, or this way. And so that's a very that sequence. It's difficult to read out, a bit complicated, but if you're a reasonably super strong player, um, you have a good chance of reading that out. So basically, when we cut, this outside move is like this simple outside Atari would also sacrifice the stones on the inside. This move is not likely to directly work. So in the game, white has to either connect here or to play here, to play this cut on the inside. And then the next few moves were basically forced. Well, not by black, but black forces white to make these. Another move would be to connect here and then capture two stones like this. However, that's clearly not good for black. So, and here is something that white was counting on to defend this position. Okay, so after these two being, able to get in Atari, now black is really using, the corner, all the exchanges on the outside, these two strong moves, and these three moves to barely get a surround of the entire white group. And yes, the it barely works, which means it's maximal efficiency and it's super utilitarian. It is super useful. Okay, so here we played a relatively safe move where we just we let go of a few stones on the outside and then kept the inside captured. And so this is a confirm to kill kind of a move, and the game ended shortly thereafter. So, um, a great sacrifice made us able to capture this big group. Um, so, very good job. Uh, Basically, right about this point, white is unable to save these due to the, just enough nature of black's positions on the outside. So, again, barely is best. Okay, so the the interesting thing about this position is that starting the fight right before this push happened, the relative strength situation was not favorable for black. This stone is laddered, and um, black looked at least much weaker than white in this area, but through after this fighting, sacrificing a couple of stones, black was able to sort of capture something stronger, um, and it all seemed very forced. Um, didn't seem like white had much. The only decision was to connect on the inside or not, and um, yeah, Black was able to sort of David versus Goliath capture a stronger group. So Black made a surround against and captured it barely. Um, in the initially, it looked like Black was much weaker in the area, but the fighting, but the sequence made Black, um, but the sequence ended with White being captured. So that's another one. Confirm. Um, good. This was quite creative because one, we're sacrificing stones, and two, we're fighting in an area that we don't have the advantage in. So, all right, so that was two live submissions. Very good. So hopefully you guys can do this too, and then the Go community can get together and share in all the glory of the brilliant moves. So here's a example of a different person's submission. This guy did much, much more work than I did, it seems. This is a Word file, a Google Word file. Black's dragon needed to make life. Um, okay, and somehow it made life. Very, very good. Okay, and so as I said, before this we submitted a large number of submissions already. So let's take a look at those. So these are our other submissions. So this one was around the same time. It was in 2023, in the beginning, around there. It was an online tournament, and it was a very interesting game. And then at the end, we had felt we were doing pretty okay, but after we reviewed, we realized we were not doing well. And so the key moment, the brilliant move in this game is right here. So White was able to not only survive inside Black's territory, White was also able to capture 5 black stones to live. However, and now White confirms his victory. He is gonna play here. He thinks the only way Black can come back in this game is to um, try to capture this white group on the left-hand side. Hence, Black played this move earlier. However, both Black and White overlooked this next sequence, which Black found later, which is this move, 209 move, this cut, and then this N19 move. It looked like it's 3 liberties against 4 liberties, no matter what. But after this, and you can imagine White playing here, um, having to play this one, and then Black Ataris, or White plays here, wins this liberty race, no problem. But um, barely again, and it's sort of counterintuitively, White is not able to capture Black from either of the two sides. Um, and So somehow this just turned, like White wants to capture, White has to play here, and then White cannot play this. White plays here and cannot play this. So it's like a very complicated version of the one-legged chicken shape. Um, so a weird Seki, and Black was able to beat two with 3 liberties, beat two 4 liberty groups. That was very interesting. Um, a very a very um, a clearly needed move, the only move in a clearly needed position. Black was losing otherwise, for sure. So, um, okay, that was a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Take a look at another one. This was another game. This was a Pandanet City League game, and um, uh, here the key move was here. I was on the dying side in this game. So Black played the brilliant capturing move is here. This made um, this made Black able to capture this white group without co. As you can see, this is a double co situation. And if White was thinking, at least I can connect and make this overall a co, right? But no, barely not, because the inside White only has one liberty. So this no co capture really sealed the victory for Black in this game, and um, it was what a capture it was. Okay, and then some moves afterwards, and White lost by 11.5 points. Notice how Black even had to capture the corner. So this was a few variations here. Um, in this case, if White plays here, we might think this is a co2. Why didn't White play here? It was because of this move. Of course, I'm not sure if White saw this earlier, was because of 4, 5, and 6. Or if you make the eye here, Black plays here. Or if you play this move first, Black Ataris, and it doesn't help. Um, yeah, so here this barely worked without Ko because if White plays here, um, this is not an eye and there's no Ko for it. So White wanted to do this, make a ko like this. That would still be a ko, but Black didn't. Atari is there. Black played this. Very, very interesting. I do wonder if there was something that White could do with Hana Yin first and maybe making a ko like this. Um, but maybe if that is the case, that would be the last chance that White had to double Hane here for a ko. Otherwise, after this move, there was no way to make ko for White. No ko at all, which is very, very try to make a Saki. This is an Atari, so a very, very nice capture. Okay, a very good capture here. And let's go on to another submission. This is a game I just played, and this falls under the category of endgames. And so here I'm suffering from a normal dose, normally healthy dose of the Z-Trend-like optimism. We had felt that at this point we were doing relatively well in the game. Um, we were AI things were behind by 5.5 points. We thought we were slightly ahead. Now, one part of the reasoning there is that we overestimated our um, territory on the right-hand side by a few points, and also we underestimated the amount of agi we had on the upper side. So, in that sense, then our optimism made some sense. Okay, so during the game, the following happened, and we felt okay here. Black was donating. There is no issues here, and we are all good. And the reading we made was this one. Capture seemed very, very strong, but we can extend. And this shape, we just capture this outside in ladder, and we have two liberties when we're totally good. And when we have a chance, we're just gonna play the following these moves in Sente, and now there is absolutely nothing on the side. Next move, we can play these two moves and this Atari in Sente, which is huge. So it's 5, 6 points, 5 points plus in Sente. So generally, white black is gonna connect here. And if we were doing this, we felt like we were going to win the game. However, as you guys can see, even the game is only very, very close at this point because we overestimated our position on the right-hand side a little. We were over optimistic. But the key move here, so white, black plays here, 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 and now Okay, we played this move on the right hand side. We were thinking, okay, if we can keep, territory on the right hand side, due to us not viewing the top very much, we felt we were relatively even, maybe slightly ahead in this game. And so here was the strike of the this Tetsuji, which when we looked at it, our hearts dropped and our brain froze, or we were shocked by the beauty of this move. Um, wasn't too hard in retrospect to see that having this first line Atari donate one more capture, Black is able to force White to play this H19 stone while Black didn't play anything. And now this move is an Atari against us, clamping down on one of our liberties. So this became co. And if we did something similar as before, relying on this position, we run this risk, which is the push out we capture, and then this Atari, and then this Atari. When we saw this, we're like, God damn it, man! With 1 minute ticking down, realizing something like this was very, very shocking. And from this moment, we're like, ah, man, if only we had played this upper side, and could have gotten that end game in Sente, made a huge difference. Now it's too late. We fight this ko, and we can't win these kos. We can't win any kos in this game, and we were forced to move back like this, gaining black not only the Hane, but also the connect that was to come in the future. So um, this is where the game this is where black really sealed the victory here. Um, yeah, yeah, um, yeah, yeah, very interesting, very, very interesting Tetsuji, endgame Tetsuji, where you force white to capture something. You force your opponents to play one extra move, and then that one extra move actually hurts your opponent, doesn't actually help your opponent. Um, this is just something that people never think about because usually if you play a move that gets taken off of the board, which means your move does nothing, and so your opponent plays any move on the board, usually the player who plays more moves is winning or is gaining. But this is one where you can force your opponent to play an extra move and a Panuki shape that ends up inevitably hurting the opponent, which is quite a interesting thing. By the way, this just another capture runs into this double Atari, which in a very small finite amount of space, so much barely worked for black. And here we come across the same word again, barely. Yep. And so if you cut first and then Atari, it doesn't work as well because this extend here becomes not Sente anymore. So if you throw in first, the best black can do is to play here now, and then white is able to capture. And the next move, if white can't win the ko, white can Atari and capture two stones. In the actual game, um, in the actual game, even if the next move is white's, uh, white cannot white cannot play here and capture two stones due to this double Atari, which is quite very, 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 very barely um, perfect for black. So endgame Tetsuji, this was one of the worst endgame Tetsujis I have had to encounter, and it would have been even more brilliant if, say, White played slightly better earlier and was like 2 points better than the actual thing. Imagine just like if black attacked here, like this. Now, without this move, black would have been slightly behind, and with this move, black becomes slightly ahead and wins. So this is the move that black sealed the victory with, and very sad if you're white, but um, how could you be how could you be so down after you suffer such a brilliant move? Okay, so so far we have looked at all the moves that we have been personally a part of. Next, we're going to look at a couple of games that we were not direct participants in. By the way, you can submit other people's moves, the contest says. And so this was a relatively, what do you say, relatively important game. This is an transatlantic professional league game. This is basically North America versus EU, Europe. And Ali, at this point in 2023, Europe is down 0-6, and the NA players have won basically dominant victories in all the games so far. This is the last round, and this one is Ali versus Eric. Eric, I know from growing up with Eric. And here's the brilliant move is at this area. So here Black fights this Ko, and then as a Ko threat, Black captures the white corner, and White gets a very strong position on the outside. So here White played this move, Black played somewhere else, thinking this is all good, and here White Ali was able to strike a very nice strike against against the black position. And after this, basically after this, later on, you can see that black was unable to save the tail, unable to save this tail and the outside moves. So white gained a tremendous amount of points and thickness out of this. Because this fight didn't swing the life and death situation in the corner, this will fall. We're submitting this under endgame tactics because it's like a 30-point endgame, but hey, it's like a 30 points, but hey, uh, makes sense, right? Endgames. Okay, so this is again a very similar combination, but on a much grander scale. This difference comes out to like 30 points plus, whereas the previous game we saw that it was like a 5 point thing. However, the ideas are all about the same. It's sacrificing stones so that you are blobbing your opponent up. In this game, it is a complete blob, which is you can see this blobbing up. In the other game, it was in our previous game, the one we played with Ryan, it was a um, an invisible blob. So our liberties were taken away, but our shapes didn't look like they were very inefficient. But um, anyway, both of these are very good, and this one was a very important game as well. So with this tactic, Ali secured a major advantage, and um, this turned into a victory by White. And with this victory, Europe avoided getting swept by the North American pros. So along the same line, so this was a very important point to come up with a very important Tasuji to clamp down and decrease and cut down on blacks' liberties here. And it was very successful. And during the same day, we saw another very nice Joseki. By the way, one of the most exciting games out of that series of 9 professional versus professional matches, NA versus EU. This match was played at the same time. It was against Artem against Ryan, strongest North American pro. And here, Artem played a very, very nice move um, to go from a slightly behind position to a even to almost slightly ahead position. And that key move was here, this this wedge, I would call it a wedge. And here's the brilliant part is Black wants to play this cut. However, this is not possible due to this Black being unable to save these stones. And so now Black is going to die on the inside. Alternatively, if White plays here, this is generally going to be okay for Black. So the idea with the game move is that if White plays as the game goes, the same thing is played and the same variation can happen, except this one stone is neatly, and again, here's the key word, barely saves the black's three stones from um, perishing and instead captures white. Again, that barely comes into play here. And so if white played as the game did, the following would happen. If white had played this Atari, now there would be problems in the corner. For one thing, black plays here threatens this connect, and then black can do something in the corner. And secondly, maybe black can do something in the corner already. Either way, this counterattack will not work. This Atari counterattack may work, except right now black has a double Atari here that is super severe, and so this other Atari was not possible. By the way, this connect would also this also barely works for black. And so with this, black was able to secure a capture, a cut on the outside, forces Ryan to connect on the first line on the bottom, and now the game became quite chaotic and very, very even. Um, if you guys remember watching this, this game goes on for a very long time with Black trying to capture four different white groups, this middle, this upper side, and the left side, and then later even the corner. And White does a super, super, super job of living with all these groups. So living with the middle and then living with the top in co and then fighting a co and then living on the left hand side and then fighting the co on the top and using that co to get another co on this corner. Um, quite a crazy game indeed. All right, so Black won in the end, and none of these would have happened if Black didn't make a big gain earlier with that superb wedging asking move. And with this game, again, same function. Europe avoids getting swept by NA, and moreover, Europe has proven that they can beat North America's strongest professional player. So, um, so congrats to European pros on this one. So in the end, North American pros beat one over 7-2. Um, very exciting. All the games were very nice. I hope it happens again. And so Tasuji move in a Tasuji important situation. Next, we move further back in time. This is a Maryland Open game. Maryland Open is a long-running Go tournament ran by Keith Arnold, the best Go organizer in America or Northeast America. He has organized the Maryland Open for over 30 years. So the Go community is very thankful to have people like Keith. This one, I played this game. I was black, and here's the key. A key capture is this capture of this very big white dragon. Black plays here, and then white counters on the outside, but black was able to, because of this move, this move, 153 earlier, who knew that this move would play a key role in capturing this big white group? And the role is here. So in the game, white resigned at this point, and the next few moves are here. Again, this really shows the art of the blob up and the art of blobbing your opponent up, the art of the blob, and black being able to capture a huge group to save his group and capture the blob. So this was a relatively simple Tetsuji. Um, it wasn't that urgent because Black was probably winning the game, or slightly leading the game anyway. And Black probably could have thought of other moves like this one if the Tetsuji moves didn't work. But due to the size of the group being relatively large and the niceness of the blobbing situation, this was another one of our submissions. All right, and here is on the same tournament another one, and I remember this game pretty well. And here, black we um, here black has a overwhelmingly um, strong position on the game. Black is leading for sure, and to seal the deal, black did something with a lot of flamboyancy and with a lot of flair, and so let's take a look. So this submission starts with this move, this cut. This cut is a strong fighting move, a very committal move to this fighting, and I distinctly remember this because during the time my opponent um, was um, uh, was muttering to himself. Right? He's like thinking about the game, he's struggling and so on. Right after I played this move, he sort of relaxed a little. He's like, "That's a move I considered, and that move doesn't work." And um, his self muttering was something like, "Ah, but this wouldn't work, would it? Probably not." And then he proceeds to do calculations and stuff to prove that this doesn't work. And I'm like, and I was thinking, yes, yes, you don't think I know that this move doesn't work, but I am already in the stratosphere waiting for you to show me that this move doesn't work. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so the following happened. These moves happened. Basically, black was unable to keep white under 4 liberties. So now white has 4 liberties. And the reason he thought this wouldn't work was black only has 3 liberties, and he plays this, and this. And after he played here, he said he's like a noticeable sigh of relief. He's like, nice. So now that's that. This is settled. And um, yes, this was all good and it was all correct, except during the process of this Liberty race, Black was already able to surround on the outside um, um, with a very, very, very strong, um, no scratches, no imperfections. This is like painted over perfectly. It's stainless steel. It's like um, Black's shape is like it's a totally full. If you guys are into sci-fi, there's a new Netflix series coming out called The Three-Body Problem. In that case, it's aliens from Alpha Centauri and their technology and stuff. And basically, the thing that they used to destroy the Earth's space fleet was a teardrop little thing. Basically, that thing was very smooth, very perfect. It had no kinks or scratches or flaws, and you couldn't make any flaws out of it. That's why it was super hard. Anyway, that is our shape on the outside. It is that strong. All right, a little digression, but so we were waiting for white in the stratosphere here, and we're like, haha, yes, you're right. You showed me that this cut didn't work. You win the liberty race. But after we have gained unquestionably strong um, overwhelmingly strong outside, what normally is two reasonable groups, reasonably safe groups for white here, now is under severe danger due to just us having a super solid outside position. And so at this point, white has died on the right hand side, so this group died, and that's the end of this game. Um, Moreover, notice how black played this relatively safe move, surrounding territory on the bottom. Of course, black could have gone for the kill immediately. Alternatively, black could also go for the capture on the left-hand side. Um, when you have overwhelming strengths, the game is very, very easy to play. Yeah, so another very brilliant fighting move. This one is fighting a lost life and death liberty race, and we have I myself have never had a happier time losing a life and death fight than this one. Um, all because it feels really good to be playing in the stratosphere. All right, and so that's a very nice sequence again. Here comes our last entry for them. Um, we forgot to M16. Um, hmm, uh, Okay, so this is our last entry. Um, this is our last entry, and this is a double entry. This was the Gotham Go tournament in 2013 in the fall. I remember this Go tournament very well because one, it was recent, and two, it was the first Go tournament and the only one so far where I gave a talk, like a Go talk. So now that I'm a professional, I'm able to give Go talks, which is very nice. Beforehand, I would have liked to give a Go talk, but no one would listen to me, not being a professional player. So one of the another great you know development or thing about becoming a professional player. So all the strong amateurs in the US go play in the North American Pro qualifications over the summer. Anyways, into this game. So the first brilliant move by Black here was this one, this attach. So here, um, White was in a pretty good position, and White's thinking was White was gonna safely attack the middle group and then make some territory on the right-hand side, and it'll be good. In the game, Black found a very, very nice counterattack, and it was with these moves. And then the specific move is here. This is not a move that worked. This move wouldn't have um, captured the two white stones. However, um, due to the white group on the left-hand side, if white fights, white was gonna lose this group. So due to this, holding this left-hand side white group hostage, black was able to, as the game shows, win this local fight, capture two stones, save the two black stones, and also save the black stones in the middle, or make them super strong, make them have two eyes. So very good job by black here. Um, yeah, because remember beforehand, white was thinking we'll do a simple, easy attack, and then we'll surround the right-hand side, easy game, and we have same. And after this, um, there's no more attack to be had by white anywhere on the board. So so very good job by black. And this move barely did not work. However, because of this hostage situation with white group on the left-hand side, it barely did work at the end after all. So quite brilliant and quite nice. In terms of how much it is needed, it was super needed because this was an important point in the game. In terms of whether it worked very, very well. In terms of how hard it was to come up with, reasonably, it wasn't too difficult to come up with this move. So it scores very high in 2 out of 3. So very nice move. Next, however, white played, yours truly played a very nice counterintuitive, um, brilliant move as well, which is quite very happy with. Moreover, this was the last game of the day, and the last game of the tournament. It was the afternoon. People are all very tired, so being able to come up with this move, this this wedge into Black's ice space was a very it felt very good to do it. So normally, this is a move that we may have come up with when we were uh, double-digit Qs or before we were 1Q, um, because this kind of move we're just like looking to capture, take away the eyes. A very, however, the bad part is it exposed a lot of our own problems. Moreover, this stone had 3 liberties to begin with, and after this move, we still have 3 liberties. So it does almost nothing um, to strengthen ourselves at the same time as we're weakening the opponent. So as you get into the Dan levels, you begin to play much, much more reasonable moves, which almost always involve um, taking, weakening your opponent at the same time as you are strengthening yourself, and also probably making some territory value at the same time. So this is a very counterintuitive idea, and very often it will not be good when black plays, um, something like that uh, in the future, in the normal circumstances. In this one, because of the strengths white has on the left-hand side and that corner, um, um, black basically has to push out here, and then it was relatively a forced variation. So in this respect, it was quite a forceful sequence. And this forceful sequence was very brilliant because you can see here, basically all this black wants to protect this cut in Sente. So, and then black plays here. So this is all basically, this is probably the only thing that black can play to survive. And black plays here. And it's a very forced sequence, and it's a sequence that barely did not work. So white may be Atari, but white has to connect. And then this cut is very sharp, and this is probably very bad for white because at the end of the day, black can also live by playing this Atari and this move. So even if black isn't able to do major damage to white here, which something like this could conceivably pull off already. After this, black can still survive on the upper side. So all this is very forced, but it is not totally working for white. And so this sequence really required a lot of forethought. And I was very proud to have been able to play this way. And so next move was great. Again, I had that feeling that I was playing in the stratosphere. It was quite a good feeling to play, to have made this whole sequence. So in the game, Black not only survived, Black also captured 3 white stones, but but because of the exchanges that White was able to extract out of the attack, White was able to form this, um, again, barely, but just working surround against the 2 black stones on the right-hand side. And as a result, White made a huge territory on the right-hand side and won the game in truly um, scintillating fashion, um, just like what we like to do. Very, very good and very, very nice. Brilliant, brilliance. So I hope this kind of moves is what they're looking for. So guys, when you run into some nice moves, when you play some moves yourself, when you see some brilliant moves, make sure to submit as a national brilliant move Go Artistry contest.
Hello, guys. I want to tell you guys about the biggest Go gathering in the world. It's the US Go Congress. This gets you to the Go Congress main page, gocongress.org. It's going to happen July 13th to 21st in Portland, Oregon. Register. It's the biggest gathering of Go players, much bigger than any professional tournaments in Asia. Um, the cost has been reduced to $400 to attend. If you're a young guy, it's 200. If you just want to be on site, it's just 100. Professionals from Asia, professionals from other Europe, we get avid Go players, kids. Perfect 1 week vacation. Hopefully, I can see you guys at the Go Congress.